All right, disconnect. So can we use your laptop as the script?
Yep.
I sent myself the text, but I need to copy that text into...
Do what you gotta do.
Okay, sounds good. Hello, everyone. If I could request that everyone just hold off. The gavel is always the most efficient way of getting people's attention. Just letting you guys know that we're going to start on what is, most known as UFT time, which is 10 minutes after an event is scheduled to begin. So at roughly 3:40, we'll be ready to get you guys started. So feel free to engage in some light conversation, and then we'll get right into it. All right? Sounds good. Thank you, whoever said yes. Did the volume go up? That's what I was going to say. No, it's okay. This is good. We actually did it.
We're doing it. We're doing it.
Okay, so one thing.
Where's your line acknowledgement?
I've pasted it here. It's right here. It's storing. However, this weekend cannot begin without an acknowledgement of the space.
That's a lot of. It's pretty long remarks.
5 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Don't worry. I got you. So I pasted it all in here. What we're gonna do is this is mine. This is yours.
Okay.
We're gonna connect this
Okay.
to. Hopefully, I don't get any notifications, but. Well, that's embarrassing. It just sent straight away. No worries.
Oh, you didn't paste everything.
Oh my god, you have. Okay,
You
never
missed half
mind.
of it.
You want to paste that?
I can read out. Do you want to keep it on yours?
Sorry, thank you.
So because you're not, just make sure my introduction is like pompous.
Yeah.
Enough. Just so.
Don't worry, the slide is very pompous.
I know. No, I just want to quickly make sure. Which version?
I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back. Okay.
It's showtime.
Good to go?
We're good to go.
Welcome, Welcome delegates, staff, and faculty advisors to the 2024 iteration of the University of Toronto Model United Nations Conference. This year is particularly special for us, as it's our first year welcoming you back into Con Hall since 2020, and the largest ever version of this conference in its history. With over 1,000 delegates registered and over 115 staff, we take great pride in being able to provide a high-quality academic experience in an accessible format that's brought people here from as far away as Trinidad and Tobago. We are so immensely grateful for each of you joining us this weekend for an opportunity to learn, grow, and above all, have fun. I know that MUN can be at times challenging, but I also know that each and every one of you is up to the task, and I am so incredibly excited to see everything that you do this weekend. We look forward to seeing what you take away from this conference and what you do in your many years beyond UTMUN 2024. However, this weekend cannot begin without an acknowledgement of the space we are in and what it means to meet here and engage in this discourse. As we step into the weekend, it is important to understand the long-standing history that has brought us all here today. Land acknowledgements do not exist in a past tense or in a historical context, as we need to be mindful of our present participation to honor the land we live and work on. I'd like to acknowledge that UTMUN 2024 was hosted on the traditional land of the Huron-Wendat, the Seneca, and the Mississaugas of the Credit. Today, this land is still the meeting place of many Indigenous peoples from across Turtle Island, and I am grateful we were able to host this conference on this land. Land acknowledgements on their own are not enough. As you walk away from this conference, I encourage all of you to take time to reflect on how you can support Indigenous communities and walk in a path of allyship. Before we proceed, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Sharon Vedi, the Undersecretary General of Internal Affairs for UTMUN 2024. I have the distinct honor of welcoming you to this conference and introducing our incredible Secretariat. First, I'd like to introduce our USG academics, Daphne Berberian. Next, I'd like to introduce Tiana Lawton, our USG external. I'd then like to introduce Aidan Thompson, our USG finance. I'd also like to introduce Harvey Karanta, our Chief Equity Officer. It's a long list. I'd next like to introduce Eva Zivalyevich, our Deputy Equity Officer, who couldn't be here with us today. Next, I'd like to introduce our Co-Director of Crisis and Trailer Star, Aryan Safavi. I'd also like to introduce the other Co-Director of Crisis, Cindy Zhu. And then our Director of General Assemblies, Ramin Asmat. Our Director of Specialized Agencies, Sia Dua. Our Director of EcoSocs, Lily Jiang. Our Chargé d'Affaires, Kirat Gill. Our Deputy Chargé d'Affaires, Megan Fant. Our Director of Design and Branding, Grace Choi. Our Director of Public Relations, Shreya Shankar. Our Director of Corporate Relations, Elena Zhu, who wasn't able to be here tonight, unfortunately. Our Director of Logistics, Aisha Mir. Our Director of Delegate Experience, Shija Er. And finally, last but not least, UTMUN 2024's Secretary General, Soban Atiq.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? Fantastic. My name is Soban Atiq, and I have the distinct privilege of serving as the Secretary General of UTMUN 2024. And it is my pleasure to welcome you all to the 17th iteration of our conference. This past year, my team has put an extraordinary amount of effort into this conference. Everything from website designing, reaching out to vendors, booking spaces, making spreadsheets with very complex statistics, overheating our laptops, making budgets, or ordering merchandise, editing background guides, all during the first fully in-person conference since COVID-19. This is the work that my team has done. Despite all being full-time U of T students amidst many other responsibilities, my team has come together with the shared goal of making UTMUN 2024 the best conference possible. I have no doubt, thank you, you're all eager. Let's give them a round of applause right now. I have no doubt that their hard work will hopefully be reflected in your experiences this weekend. They are hands down, and I'm speaking to you all directly right now. You are all the most supportive, brilliant, and talented members at U of T, and I could not have asked for a better secretariat. Can we please give them a huge round of applause? Of course, though, what will make UTMUN 2024 memorable for you are the people that you will interact with for the weekend. And this means your dais. These individuals are the actual core of the UTMUN family and have worked absolutely tirelessly for the last few months to prepare for this conference. In the back, can I have all my directors, VDs, CAs, CMs, moderators, and pagers rise? Secretariat, you may be seated. I may be a little biased, but I am very honest when I say that our conference is one of the best in Canada. And this is because of all of you. Our conference consists of some of the highest quality high school delegates that our country has to offer. It consists of critical thinkers, future policymakers, future lawyers, future change makers, and ultimately future leaders. That is all of you. It is a beginner-friendly conference that will get you to think about the issues you care about in a more critical and nuanced way. My advice to you all is to try something new this weekend. Perhaps this weekend is the first time you publicly speak. Maybe it's the first time you disagree with someone that you personally like. Maybe it's the first time you've ever researched an international issue. And if after Sunday you feel more comfortable speaking in public, if after Sunday you are better able to formulate and write a coherent argument, if after Sunday you have gotten a better sense of how to do citations, then you have truly fulfilled the purpose of UTMUN. Now, what makes our conference so special this year? Let's talk a little bit about it. First, over the course of the last few months, UTMUN has sold over 1,000 tickets for our conference. Round of applause. This is the highest jump of any year in our 17 years of operating and nearly a 300 delegate jump from last year. Second, this year we have offered an incomparable level of financial support. Collectively, we have provided over $10,000 in financial aid this year, the highest of any UTMUN. Third of all, we have the most number of committees, staff, and secretariat members. We have 20 committees, a staff team of more than 140 members, and the largest secretariat team in UTMUN history. And all of these individuals are dedicated to serving you this weekend. So if you see them, say hello, introduce yourself. We would love to speak with you and get to know you a little bit better. Now the thing is, every single time I hear a speech from a Secretary General, it's always the same story about their Model UN journey and what it consisted of. But truth be told, my Model UN journey isn't really that special and it isn't really that unique. I started in high school, as many people do. I won awards, as many people do. And I competed across the continent, as many people do. So really nothing special. So instead, in these couple of moments that I have with you, I want to talk about how I stepped foot into the world of Model UN. Because today, we seem to be so obsessed with winning awards, making positive first impressions, and being so incredibly hard on ourselves on the quality of our speeches and the length of our working papers that we forget what it was that lit the light bulb that guided us to our Model UN journeys. When I was in high school, so when I was your age, I faced a midlife crisis. Before high school, I fell in love with studying government in my social studies class. But that love was horribly torn apart in grade 10 because I come from Alberta, and in grade 10 social studies, we learn about globalization, which is the most boring part of social studies. And so I despised learning about it, and it made me question whether a career in law, politics, and government was really for me. And then, grade 11 happened, and I met my social studies teacher, Mr. Schofield. He was the most charismatic, intellectual, and admittedly intimidating person I knew. But that being said, a part of me always wanted to impress him in some capacity. 2 months into the semester, he held a simulation of an entity that was similar to the UN, and I was selected to be the chair of that committee. He told the class that all the positions were selected randomly, but I found out later on that he specifically chose me for it because he felt I was the only person who could do the role justice. And I absolutely loved it. Eventually, he introduced me to the world of Model UN, and now I stand before you as the Secretary General of the best high school level Model UN conference in Canada. My teacher believed in me, he saw something in me, and he encouraged me to pursue something that would end up guiding my entire career trajectory. Teachers, faculty advisors, staff, guardians, do not ever believe that your words, your kindness, and your encouragement don't hold power. It may very well be precisely what students hold on to when they're in a midlife crisis, just as I was. And delegates, be sure to thank your teacher, thank your FA, and thank whoever is helping you achieve your journey. Now to conclude, I fell in love with Model UN because of my teacher, but I stayed committed to it because of its beauty. Model UN is not about government, it's not about politics, it's not about law, or anything in between. It's about problem solving. Why is it that we have engineers, business students, English majors, and neuroscientists in Model UN? Because it's about working with people, understanding people, and creating solutions for people. It's about reaching out to someone who fundamentally disagrees with you, but shares your vision of making something better and trying to find some level of common ground with them. And my hopes are that this principle will guide your every speech, every interaction, and working paper this weekend. And with that, I officially declare UTMUN 2024 officially open. Before we let you go, we're going to go over a couple of logistic items that are absolutely really important. Again, a lot of this has been relayed to you in some capacity, but it'll be really important to go over it quickly. So we'll go over rooms, itinerary, the delegate handbook, Wi-Fi, and some equity guidelines as well. So first of all, if you want to have basically a passport for everything UTMUN related, please check out the delegate handbook on our website. It is under the delegate resources section. Every single thing you need to know is in that handbook. And if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to us. Here are the itineraries for the day. Again, these are all on the website, and hopefully your FA is a little bit more familiar with this. But just for one more reference, this is the itinerary for today. Our committee session will begin at 5 o'clock. If you're trickling in around 5:10, 5:15, that should be okay. And we have Midnight Crisis at 9 o'clock, which is very exciting. Here are all the rooms for today. Feel free to click a picture if you will need a quick reference. HH is Hart House, SS is Sydney Smith, MS is Medical Sciences, SF is Sanford Fleming, and UC is University College. But again, all of this has been relayed to you, and it's on our map as well. This seems quite controversial. Saturday itinerary, this is a very, very hectic and busy day. Feel free to take a quick look. We'll have 4 committee sessions, and at the very end, at 8:30, we will have our delegate social. Confirmation emails for whether you're able to attend will go out pretty soon. And food will be provided. And it will be halal, don't worry. Woo! And again, if you want a quick reference for all the rooms, feel free to take a quick picture. Please note that we've endeavored to keep all rooms consistent across the entire weekend, but there may be a select few committees that might have switched from Friday to Saturday, so just be mindful of this. And of course, your directors and dais have likely already expressed this to you. And finally, our last day will be Sunday. It will be committee session 6 and 7, and our closing ceremonies will take place at 4. And one thing that is also to be mindful of, that we will be continuing on with the Rose Initiative this weekend. So we will be selling across a variety of days throughout the weekend. We will be selling it today after the Friday session, which is really exciting, and we will also be doing it across the conference. So we'll be doing it Saturday during lunch, Saturday after session 4, and Sunday during lunch as well. And if we want to just get familiar with what this initiative is, UTMUN 2024 has partnered with the Canadian Cancer Foundation, and we'll be raising money for cancer. And so the way we've done this is that we will be selling roses during committee breaks and lunch periods, where you will be able to purchase a rose for someone in your committee, not your dais, and not the secretariat. You'll be able to give them a cute little message, and we will hand deliver to you in the next committee session. And there are prizes for the top 3 committees that raise the most amount of money. The top third committee will be able to play a game of secretariat/dais hot seat. So you can ask us any, well, not any questions, but a good amount of questions that you want. The top second committee will be able to recreate a meme or a trend with the secretariat or the dais. And the top committee's highest donating delegate will be able to pie a member of the secretariat or the dais. And we'll figure something else out for other committee members as well. So just putting that on your radar. It's a great initiative, and we hope you participate in it. Also, staff, you can buy roses for each other as well. Again, quickly going over rooms. I'll also note some of the decompression and equity rooms, which I will get to at the very end, which is now. Never mind. Okay, equity disclaimer. So we want to reiterate, again, your directors will be very clear with this, but UTMUN, it takes equity very, very seriously. We want you to remain mindful of what equity looks like at UTMUN 2024 and across all UTMUNs. We have a whole handbook or guidelines and policies about our equity policies on our website. And again, your dais is very familiar with this. If you ever have a question, please ask your dais. We'd much rather you ask than do something inequitable. And for anything equity related whatsoever, you can always reach out to our CEO, our Chief Equity Officer, Harvey, or our Deputy CEO, Eva, who is unfortunately not with us today. There's also an equity anonymous form in case something inequitable happens, God forbid, but you are able to report that, and if you wish to stay anonymous, you can. And there will be multiple decompression and equity and prayer rooms across campus throughout the whole weekend, and they will be listed on our maps and on our website as well, and it's already been relayed to you in your emails. Without further ado, that is it. Have a fantastic weekend, everyone.
if everyone can just wait for like 2 minutes, I just need to give some quick announcements. Always a very efficient way. Some things never change. Just a couple updates. If you need access to maps or floor plans or anything, you can go to our website on the itinerary, on the locations tab. You'll be able to click on a sheet. That'll take you, or click on a link that'll take you to a sheet. And on there, you can find the link to the building floor plans and the maps. And that way you're able to find your way to where you need to be. Your committee rooms today will likely not, and the committee rooms at the beginning of the first committee session of each day will have to start roughly 10 to 15 minutes afterwards, just as the dais goes and prepares their rooms. So feel free to take this moment to just, take a breather, relax, get ready for a committee session. In addition to that, one thing that I do want to note as an equity disclaimer is please, 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 please respect the spaces you are in. We want to make sure that we leave the spaces as we came and saw them. So when you go to Hart House or MedSci or Sanford Fleming or Sid Smith or UC, please, please, please make sure that you're being respectful of that space. What we don't want to do at any point is get reports from other staff or from students or from faculty here at the university that any of you, and I'm sure you won't be, that any of you have been disrespectful or acted inappropriately in any spaces, okay? So please be respectful. That's one thing that I ask of you, and you can ask of me, hopefully not a pie to the face. But other than that, the last thing I do want to touch on will be Wi-Fi. So all the faculty advisors or head Dell should have received a couple sheets with cards of Wi-Fi logins. That's how you'll be able to access our Wi-Fi network, EduRoam, so EduRoam. If you're not able to access it, if you're having issues with that, feel free to come to me, and I'll try my best to resolve the issue. If we're not able to resolve it today, we'll try and resolve it tomorrow. And if you need to sign in any other way, any member of the Secretariat or your dais should be able to help you sign in as well. I believe that's all I have to say. I got the thumbs up from the big boss. So I'll let you guys go. Reminder that your committee sessions start at 5, but 10 to 15 minutes later. So please try not to leave things in committee rooms. Thank you very much. We're good. It's been done.
Done.
All right. Good thing we said 4:30 because it's been 15 hours. Yes, I do.